Alright guys, another day, another drop list. So stay tuned. Welcome back, Gainers, to another incredible, exciting adventure of Comic Gains! And if you're new to the show, I'm Adam.
I'm Zach, the Princess of Love House, wearing a new set of clothes today, just like usual, doing that princess way, so bow down and respect.
Yes, she does change her clothes from time to time.
Why not on clothes?
Alright guys, so today is Wednesday, and we have a brand new drop list because every week new comics are dropping. That's nice because we have stuff to do. Things are going down, things are going up. But yeah, we got a nice new drop list for you. This was an exciting one, pretty easy one to call it. There's a lot of comic books tanking lately that you all should know about because we learned about them and we need to share it with you, and that's the idea. And on top of that, we do have a little bit of gains to open up. We did get a package from our good friend X-Men Mike, and we picked up some comics from him on a YouTube auction, actually quite a little while ago, but we're excited to share these with you, and they have some relevance to what's going on in your daily life. Exactly. You know what else is relevant?
Oh, I forgot my beer.
Oh my God!
Oh my God! Not again!
That's like the first time that's ever happened.
Oh yeah, first time on camera. I knew I forgot something. Oh, this is so embarrassing. So embarrassing. Oh, so fast wasn't I, guys? Alright, and then we get a beer. It's a Backwoods S'mores Golden Milk Stout. Oh,
that sounds kind of good, actually.
I don't know.
That would confuse a kid. You got that in in the fridge, and some kid's like, "Oh, I'm gonna have some more.
Oh, it's so delicious!" And the next second, they're on the ground, drunk. This isn't the 1940s anymore. That's not okay. Anyways,
kids getting drunk in the 1940s.
Well, you gotta give them that. What did they call it? Like, oh, we gotta give them some medicine.
Oh, Jägermeister.
Yeah, they get them like all drunk. It's like, there you go. Now just stay in your room for a little while, have fun. Yeah, that's what
putting
they
them
used
to sleep with a little bit of rum.
Yeah, I forgot what they called it.
Rumspringa?
Was it a nightcap? No, that's something else. It does taste like a s'more.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh, good, you got a good one. All right,
man, let's
keep that in mind. Let's get into the comics. All right, guys. So the drop list. This is exciting. So basically, what the Comic Gains crew does is we search hot lists from 1 year ago. We try to figure out which books that were really hot a year ago dropped, went in the toilet, went down, and we kind of give you some background on those comics and whether or not we think it's a good idea to buy them because they have dropped so low, or just forget about it and let them keep dropping. You know, because sometimes there's a reason things drop, and you don't want to touch that. You just want to stay away from that. Drop.
Alone.
So let's kick it off right. We got a big book to start today, which we don't have. We wish we had this. We wish we had this book. We have Invincible #1 from Image Comics. This came out in 2003. Is written by Robert Kirkman, the famous Robert Kirkman, and penciled by Cory Walker. Only the first couple issues, and then it gets switched over to Ryan Ottley. I don't know why that always happens to people doing books with Robert Kirkman. It always switches the artists and someone else gets credit for it, but the first one is done by him. So this has a huge long list of first appearances, so we'll rattle these off. First appearance of Invincible, Omni-Man, Deborah, and his mom, and you have Titan, William, his friend, you got Adam Eve, and there's a cameo of Science Dog, which, from what I've read, I don't know if Science Dog is actually a real person. He shows up later on as, someone pretending to be Science Dog, but interesting. It's a comic that he reads in the story that's called Science Dog.
Oh, okay.
But, I will tell you, we originally watched the show on this one, and it was so good that I decided to go back and read the comic book, and the comic book is equally as good as the show. It's just fun-filled. There's a lot of cool stuff that happens, and after you finish one, you're more excited to read the next one. But just really, really awesome. But a year ago today, this made the hot list because two big 9.8 sold for around between $6,000 to $7,000 for each of the books. That's why it was really hot. I think in March of 2021 was when the show came out, and everything was kind of blowing up at that point. You know, all the books, even the keys in the run were really exciting and hot to get. But we are looking forward to Season 2. A lot of the stuff dropped because Season 2 hasn't come out yet. And even now, they haven't released an official date. It's supposed to come out the end of 2022, sometime during this year. So it kind of, you know, lets things go a little bit lower. But how low did it get, Zach? How low?
So a year ago, I didn't pick up the higher sale, but from the cutoff point, I picked up a $6,150 sale a year ago, and now it's $3,750 with not that many sales.
Yeah, it's hard to find them.
It's hard. It's very hard. And the range is $3,151 to $6,150. Average is $4,280.53. My opinion is that you probably should buy a raw copy and shoot for the 9.8 because it seems like it's a high price right now, but look at The Walking Dead 1. Show's basically completely over.
Yeah.
But it's such an iconic book that it's just going to keep on going up. It's going to be the modern age Turtles, that one, and
Walking Dead. I would agree with that totally. I mean, and to put on a point, there's only little over 10,000 books ordered by retailers. So that's all there is for this book. That's kind of why it's kept like its value really high. And it could have one of those things where it's just so popular they keep doing spin-offs off of it too, where it just keeps sticking around. So very, very cool. I wish I had one. There's a couple places we could get one, but we'd have to spend a little bit of money to make it worthwhile.
And one last thing, if you want a cheap buy-in, buy the Larry's limited copy.
Be careful also. There is all the other printings look very similar. A lot of people were posting that Larry's one as the first print, and it's not.
Yeah, but you know, you can get it pretty cheap. I mean, if you wanted a cheap buy-in, get that one, but know that it's not the first printing.
That is true. That is true. Good call. All right. Next up on the list, we have a personal favorite of Zach's, Action Comics 894. It's a DC book, guys, making the drop list. 2010 this came out. It's written by David Finch and penciled by Paul Cornell. This is first cover appearance of Death in the mainstream DC universe. Her first appearance in the first appearance in the DC universe was what, Adam 42?
Yeah, Captain Adam 42.
Captain Adam 42, and her first real appearance is
Sandman #8.
Yeah, so she's a character that kind of came out in that Neil Adams Sandman great run of stuff. Really cool character. She's actually like what, the older sister of Sandman or younger sister of Sandman?
I think older sister.
Older sister, I think so.
I think so.
But you know, this is a really cool book. It's an excellent cover, just fantastic cover. Main reason this was getting hot is obviously they announced the Sandman TV show is coming out around this time. They've dropped some trailers since then, so we kind of have an idea what's going on. They have to use her in the TV show. It's gonna happen. I mean, the whole purpose of them conjuring Sandman by accident is they were actually trying to conjure death instead, but they accidentally got Sandman in the story. So she's definitely gonna be in it. So that's kind of a cool thing. It's as things, you know, get announced, books start to kind of dwindle down. I'm kind of surprised this dropped as much as it did. I would have thought it would have stayed hot all the way until the show came out, because that's sometimes how it happens. But be on the lookout. There's also a newsstand version that garnishes about double value of the regular. But what numbers do you have on this one, Zach?
That was a newsstand, by the way.
It was?
Yeah. Okay, so range last year it was selling for $250 constantly. Now it's selling for $175. Not too crazy of a drop.
A little bit of drop.
A little bit. But sometime during that time they were selling for $130.50, and the high, which was a one-off, was $880. I don't think that was. I think someone just bit the bullet and then overpaid. They might have returned it, but normally it was the high was $271. Average $192.68. A newsstand sold for $499.99.
Yeah, and it's one of the last times they did newsstands too. Yeah. Like right at the end of 2010.
Just about.
There's hardly any newsstands left at that point.
Just about. Yes.
So.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah. All right. Cool book. Okay, next up on the list, we don't have this book either, but Amazing Spider-Man 565 from 2008. This is written by Phil Jimenez and penciled by Mark Guggenheim. Cool name. So this is first appearance of Anna Kravinoff. So this is Kraven's daughter, and she also takes up the mantle of Kraven. So it's kind of like your first female version of Kraven too. I'm not as familiar with this character in the storyline that goes on. I know there's like some other characters that get killed, like Grim Hunter and the other sister get killed when Madam Web like switches into Julia Carpenter. Different book, but this book was picking up a lot of heat because around this time they announced that Kraven's getting his own spin-off movie. This movie's been super confusing. I don't think anyone really knows. You got Aaron Taylor Johnson's going to be in the movie, so everyone's like, he's going to be Kraven, but he's a little too young. And then you got other characters that were announced for the movie, so everyone's kind of confused what's going to happen. I can't think of too many movies he's done that have been bad, so it's hard to say. You know, it's Sony doing this, so anything could happen. You know, anything could go on with this, but it's one of those books that it took a huge drop. And what do you think, Zach? What do you think about this ASM Key?
Well, yeah, it took a massive dump. It was a year ago $495.
That seems high, really high.
And now it's $270. So it's almost dumped in half, almost. And the lowest it was $185, and the higher was $495. A newsstand sold for $1,100. So I get the newsstand. Sometimes they don't post it on the thing, and you can get a sweet deal. That's how I got my Action Comics 894. I had to look at the number again. Yeah, I would say buy this book.
Yeah, it's hard to say. It's almost like everyone was like trying to grab every Kraven key, like any character that's a first appearance connected to Kraven. When they announced it, they're like, just grab all of them, because if it's only his show, all his buddy characters have to show up in it. They would think, right?
Yeah.
But it's one of those. It's a gambling thing, because like if they're not in the movie, then it maybe doesn't matter. But there is the issue right after that. Her first cover looks really cool. She's got kind of a mohawk kind of thing going on.
Yeah, she got it going on. And if you don't spend like the money for the grade, at least get it raw. It's about $30.
It's worth getting it raw.
It's $30. Why not?
Is it weird? I can't believe a book like that would be $400. You know, for not a major key.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like, wow.
That's weird, but cool.
What the heck?
All right, next up, this is an interesting book. We have X-Men 53 from 1996. 90s X-Men, you know how much we all love that. Written by Andy Kubert and penciled by Mark Waid. This is first full appearance of Onslaught. I think there's like a whole bunch of crazy appearances of Onslaught kind of leading up to this. But Onslaught is an interesting character. He's a combination of Magneto and Professor X into one. I remember when the story came out, and there was a whole bunch of different tie-in issues. You could get like Excalibur, X-Force. All of them had different tie-ins with Onslaught, and it was a cool time when it was coming out, because everyone was kind of confused on who Onslaught was. Like, everyone's like, okay, he's Magneto, and he took over Xavier's body, and he's like using him because he kind of looked like Magneto, and he's like just effing with all these characters in the Marvel universe. And then it kind of turns out to be Xavier, you know, at the end was the real one who was in control of it, that was like screwing with everybody. So cool story. But a year ago, I would say it was getting hot because there was maybe anticipation they were going to use Onslaught on the big screen. You know, Fox was kind of dwindling down. I think Fox actually got to a good point where they could have done the Onslaught story because they had done so many movies to lead up to it. But now that everything's kind of switched over to the MCU, I don't know. I would feel like it's kind of a dead spec a little bit, because it would take like 8 X-Men movies to get to this point, which is where they were at. But now we started all the way back over again. You can't just like jump right into Onslaught and be like Xavier evil right off the bat. I don't know. I don't think so. But what do you think, Zach? That's the most important thing.
Yeah, they would still have to do the Phoenix Saga in between that, and that's broken many franchises already.
You break yourself on the Phoenix Saga.
Number-wise, a year ago, $350. Ooh, now $125. Ouch.
So low.
That's so low. That's so low you can't go much lower than that. But sometime in that period, it did. It was at $52.50, and the high was $385. It's $165.23. Like I said, like Adam said, it's a long spec. It's going to be long, hard. You might cry a little bit if you have this book, or if you buy it now. I mean, if it's cheap, get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, you wait another 5 years and then get it.
Yeah.
And then you might be.
Who knows? And the good news, it's a '90s book, so there's like a million of them out there.
A million and one of them.
Yeah. Maybe you'll find one. Just throw a rock and it'll hit on.
You'll find it eventually.
All right. Last but not least, a very cool book, and we have this one. So we have Wonder Woman Future State #1. This came out only last year, DC Comics 2021, and it's was it Joel Jones is the, I think, writer and penciler on this one. I think it's the same one. But more importantly, a first appearance of Yara Flor, and she is the Brazilian Wonder Woman. Sounds kind of cool, you know. Brazilian Wonder Woman.
Brazil.
But cool book. She did have her cameo. There's actually a couple cameos, but her main cameo was in Death Metal 7. Which that Death Metal 7 one was a pretty cool cover.
Dark Knight Death
Metal 7.
Yeah.
That was a cool cover. But the whole Future State thing was sort of a flop for DC. I think they were trying to put together a bunch of cool characters. Only 2 of them came out of it. In my opinion, they were kind of cool. You got Tim Fox, the Batman, and Wonder Woman were both cool characters. But I know a year ago, DC was like, okay, we're going to put out a bunch of movies going forward. And the Brazilian Wonder Woman was going to be one of them. And it got canceled since then. So it's kind of hard to say. I still think it's an excellent book. You know, you want to look for and grab one of these because she is so cool. They're using her already. She's in a bunch of other stories going forward, like the Nubia story and all that stuff going. So she's gonna keep coming forward, but it's an inexpensive first appearance to get, so you might as well get more of them. And the second print looks cool. There's a bunch of cool variants. They're all very similar in price together. But what do you think about this, Zach? What do you got?
This one's a tough one. I mean,
there's a lot of covers for it.
A year ago, $204.50. Now, $76. And there are so many variants, so many things to look out. There's a lot of these graded. There's 1,012 graded.
Dang.
Of a new book. That's a pretty quick start.
Mm-hmm.
Fun thing to know about this, one of those graded 9.8s is a restored book. I don't get it. Great character. I love Wonder Woman, so does a lot of people. Brazilian Wonder Woman sounds really nice to me.
She's drawn very well.
Drawn very well.
Yeah.
$76 for her first appearance or first cover.
First appearance. First full appearance. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to be mad at you if you buy one.
Yeah. It's a cool book. Yeah.
I mean, get one raw and get one graded, and yeah, maybe it pays off, maybe it doesn't. But it's a great book, and there's multiple there's multiple covers of this. So if you don't like the cover A, get another cover.
Yeah, they're all pretty cool too. So yeah, so it's not bad. If they're cheap, get one. Don't because you can find a regular one for like $10. So you might as well just get the 9.8.
Why not?
Skip the middleman.
Yes.
Just go straight for the 9.8.
Let's skip the 1 year wait.
All right, guys. So another week, another drop list. We did pretty well in this one. Only 2 out of the 5. You know,
yeah.
That's one of our lower ones. So as usual, guys, let us know in the comments if you had any of these on the drop list or what you guys think of the drop list. But we got one more thing to open with you. So before we let y'all go, we haven't done too many YouTube buying auctions lately. You know, Whatnot's kind of taken over everything. But we did have one. Some of our friends were on there. So we got X-Men Mike, who is a great guy. We bought many things from him over the years, and I think we've actually done some shows with him live. So check him out. We'll link him down below. I think he does some of his own auctions too, right, on YouTube, but he does join a lot of other people's as well. So he had some pretty good books up for grabs, and Zach snatched these up. So we'll see what we picked up in this. Actually, I think I need that, so we'll see what we got here.
Let's see what we got.
This is some relevant stuff. I think we bought this a while ago, but didn't we?
Let's do it. Yeah, it's like at least a month ago.
Oh, there's Coco.
Oh, there's Coco saying hi. She heard something.
All right, so let's see. Actually, I don't remember buying this many books. This might be good.
No, there was only 2 originally.
I don't remember. So let's see. Maybe threw in some goodies. Oh, so you got Thor number 14. I don't know if this was a key, but that's that Donald Blake guy.
Oh, Donald Blake.
When he takes over. Cool book.
Oh, why not?
Cool book.
I like Donald Blake.
Yeah, that kind of woke him. It's like Thor's alter ego, and then they have him in the story like Thor's like, you can be Thor for a little while, and then it turns out he's crazy. Like wants to kill everybody.
Why not?
As well he should. Okay, that's the last one.
You gotta live your best life.
We got, I didn't even know you had this one. I don't know what that is. That's cool.
I'm
okay,
confused.
so you got X-Men 449. That's Greg Land, right? Storm cover?
I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, he knows I like X-Men, so
yeah, X-Men
cool.
Mike.
Oh,
send you some
attentive.
X-Men books. I think it's a very underrated cover on that one too. Yeah.
Might have sent me. Might have sent the princess that book. Who
Happy
knows?
birthday. Okay. This is the reason why Zach picked this up, and this is really cool. We'll start with this one, because I'm not really sure. I didn't even know about that other cover, but you got Werewolf by Night, number 1. This is that one that came out like in 2020, I think it was, but so cool. And it's crazy how expensive this book has gotten, but you got first appearance of Jake Gomez as Werewolf by Night. main reason, the story is awesome. I mean, I bought this book as soon as it came out because it was like a Hulk homage book, at least the cover. But the story is really cool. It's like 4 issues. He can't really control when he's in a werewolf form, but if he listens to like these headphones with music, it can kind of like calm him down a little bit so he can kind of do what he wants to do. Oh. But cool story. They fight a bunch of other mutant versions of werewolves and like cyborgs and stuff like that, and they kind of get the job done. But Disney announced they're going to be doing a Halloween special that's going to be a Werewolf by Night character. So they're looking, either it's going to be Jake Gomez or Jack Russell. Jack Russell, right? That sounds right. It's one of the 2 characters, but people are leaning towards being Jake Gomez. People think it's going to be that character. So cool book. It's kind of exciting that a book from Marvel this new, that's cover A, is that expensive. And I don't think a lot of people didn't order that book that often. That might have helped a little bit too, but there's a bunch of really cool variant covers. I think the 1 in 25 is worth quite a bit too, right? Yeah, it's a very expensive book. I wish we had that one, but there's some cool ones. I didn't even know about this one, but Werewolf by Night's a Perello cover variant. It's dope though. So really, really cool. Be on the lookout for it. I actually haven't really seen these in any dollar bins either. It's kind of amazing.
No,
or anyone's back issues. So everyone's hoarding them. They're pretty cool.
Or there's just not that many to hoard, so.
That is true.
Or fine.
Yeah. It's fun that a book that new is already that expensive. Or maybe you don't like that because then you can't get it. But, if you bought a bunch of copies, it's exciting. All right. That's going to close out the show for today. A little short one for you guys, but there's always more comics to drop. So as usual, guys, if you like the show, love the show, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the notification bell so you always know when new things are going down. Leave us a comment down below. Let us know what you think. And Zach, you got anything else?
Yeah, sure. How do you do those? You have to be born in a facility, get trained from birth, have a dad, you don't have a mom, at least the one that you don't know of. And, you decide you don't want to be in there. So you use your training to get out there and you meet some friends, you eat some waffles, and you kill this D&D character, and yeah. Then you start your life, hopefully.
And you also have a shaved head.
Yes, just like me. That's how I become a leper from Stranger Things. Hopefully you're watching it.
The season's good season. They did a good job. They did a good job.
No spoilers.
All right, guys. Until we see you next time, stay safe and remember.
Get the strange gains.
Strange gains.
Profitable.
Is that what you get those gains with your left hand?
Your left.